Oi, Jackson, do the silly salmon.
Hold that.
Come on.
out the gate.
No, it's just a swim.
Mate, it's not a swim. It's against the rules here. Don't let.
This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Consider supporting us on Patreon.
Yo, what the fuck's up there, everybody out there on the YouTube Zor? It's good boy Papa Teeks coming to you live from the Tokyo J-Land, where every Tuesday and Thursday morning we give you a nice hot rant and rave about our boy Papa Tiko here, and it's hot and sexual. Anyway, welcome back here, guys. Like always, I like to start these off with a little bing and bang. In these videos, I always like to give a shout out to the sponsor, Boom, Nakano Shimbashi Guest House. Thank you so much for being so awesome. This is the sponsor of today's videos and of the rant videos, and they are pretty badass. If you want a cheap fucking place to stay in Tokyo for under $400 a fucking month, $100 a month, guys, $400, under $400 a month, and yeah, it's a great location. You know, works the shaft quite well. Then yeah, I highly recommend you go and check out that fucking area, man, because I'm telling you, you're gonna like the shaft so much. It's gonna be good. Anyway, let's check out this area really quick. What is this area? There's like parking and stuff, but let's see what they got here. Like, is this just like a beach area or something? Huh. Oh, cool. I might not even have to pay money because I'm just parking the bike here really quick. Cool. Cool, let's see what this stuff is around here. Ooh. Nice. Nice, I don't even have to pay any money because it's a bike. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck that ass, Dad. Oh, and look, there's a Kittles. Oh, there's a baby Kittles right over there. Anyway, guys, yeah. Big shout out to Nakano Shimbashi Guest House. Today we are in the, what do you call it? Minato Wharf. The Ofuto Wharf or whatever of Japan. And yeah, oh god, I gotta forget to stop doing this shit. Put it in neutral. There we go. For some reason it doesn't start sometimes when I don't put it in neutral. Anyway, guys, yeah, we're in the wharf right now. I don't know where we're going, so I'll put that at the end of the video as well. But yeah, right now we're in the Minato Wharf area of Tokyo, and we're just chilling. We're just hanging out right now. Question of the day is, have you ever lived with anyone that was semi-famous or had like a lot of eyes on them? And if so, what was it like? You know, it could be staying with a rich person, could be staying with someone famous. You tell me. And yeah, and if not, who's a rich famous person that you'd want to spend like a week with, you know, or like a month with, just living there and just hanging out with them? I think for me, like, yeah, in case you guys don't know, like, about maybe, how long was it? How long ago was it? It was like a year ago now. My buddies, RackaRacka, asked me to come with them to LA and stay there with them. I don't know why. They're just, let's go on an adventure. And I think they couldn't choose any of their Australian buddies to come with them because, I don't know, they would get really butthurt. That they'd be like, oh, why does that guy get to go and not me? That's not fair. And so if they chose me, it's kind of like, you know, I'm already American, so I don't need a visa. And I don't know, maybe that's the reason why. Oh, so this is a camping ground. That's cool. Just a random ass camping ground here. I bet you have to pay money maybe to camp here. But this is cool. That's so funny. I was talking, like, I played Shenmue earlier today, so, or Shenmue earlier this week, and we went to the wharf, like, we went to the port and we saw people on forklifts, and today I was talking to my buddy Rich about camping, and all of a sudden I end up on this campground. It's really cool. Really fucking chill. I love it. It keeps saying, like, keep your dog on a leash, you know? Oh, it says you can't keep a dog in this area. That's weird. You would think that if you're going camping, you could totally keep a dog somewhere. See, Japan's just full of stupid rules like that. Like, look here, no swimming. It's fucking middle of summer. Why wouldn't anyone go swimming? Racist. But anyway, I lived, you know, anyway, the whole point is that I got to live with some celebrity, some YouTube and social media celebrities for about 2-3 months last year. And one of them was named Jackson Odoherty. I can never say his name right. But anyway, he was Jackson. I met him through RackaRacka, and I didn't know that, oh, look at that plane. Nice. Jackson was, he was a fellow Aussie, and he did YouTube, but he was an Instagrammer, you know? And so this guy basically wanted to go to LA too, and so the Rocket guys were like, hey man, you'll pay your way forward, come on in, like let's go together. And so Jackson was like, cool. And the Rocket guys were like, hey Sam, you know, like, we're gonna go to LA, you should come with us. I don't know why, like if there was a specific reason why they invited me, but I was like, fuck it, I'm not doing anything else really important right now, screw it. So I just said fuck it, and we ended up just going to LA. And it was just so funny because the Rocket guys, they're way younger than me. They're like at least, I don't know, like 7 years younger than me. And so like they're always busy. They're always busy doing something, like, you know, by themselves or whatever. They're always doing something. They're always got like some agenda going on. And so when I would message them, sometimes they wouldn't message me back, like just because they're busy. And so I ended up first talking to Jackson because he would reply immediately. Like, he was a really good dude. I don't know why, like, we started to be such good friends, like immediately off the bat. I think it was just because, I don't know, we're just chill dudes. Or he's gay and he wants my dick. That could be other stuff. So I was like, fuck it. But Jackson was doing his own thing too, but it was usually with other Instagrammers, so they would come over a lot more. And I don't know, it was really cool to see and like talk to them. And Jackson was staying with his buddy Loki, which was kind of like, well, they're both buddies, but Loki was kind of an assistant to Jackson. I think Jackson like subsidized his rent while they were out and stuff, because Loki made money too. Like, Loki was this young, I think he was around the same age as Jackson, but he wasn't even that fat. He's a big figured dude, and he said that he was fat, he needed to lose weight. I think he was big enough, like he was big, but he wasn't fat, you know, like guys who have big frames. But anyway, for Jackson and him, they were like a combo. You know, for every famous YouTuber, I always know that there's always like a partnership. You know, there's always two dudes that are usually helping, and especially with RackaRacka, it's the brothers with like the Funk Bros. There's two people. Even Angry Video Game Nerd, it's him and Mike Matei. You know, so there's always two people that are involved in the process. And yeah, I always think that, like, when I came back to Japan, I wanted that. You know, I wanted that thing. You know, of just having somebody to work with, so we could like bounce off and we could like grow something, even if it's like our own individual channels or whatever, right? So, but anyway, I did, you know, when I saw Jackson and Loki together, and his name's Loki, but I call him Loki just because it's cooler. And I don't know if you guys can see this because GoPro's really far away, but there's these fish that keep jumping out of the water. It's so cool. Anyway, I don't know, it was pretty badass that these guys were hanging out and chilling together, right? So, I don't know, it was cool. And they were like, you know, like I said, I got to hang out with them the most at first when I went to LA. And I don't know, they're younger dudes, but they had their shit together, and they liked to smoke weed. They were pretty chill. I don't know if Jackson says that he smokes weed on his Instagram, and I don't think I'm ruining his image by saying that he likes to smoke weed. But I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure he doesn't smoke it when he's in Australia. But yeah, when we were in LA, it's legal there. So yeah, like I was getting high with him a lot. Anyway, we're back. I don't know where the video cut off, but yeah. Anyway, I got holes in my shoes, but fuck it. We're going on the wet sand. We're hanging out. Anyway, yeah, guys. So just to backtrack a little. Anyway, I ended up going to LA, and I was living with the Racka boys from RackaRacka and Jackson Odoherty from Jackson Odoherty on Instagram, and of course Loki. I don't know what Loki's Instagram is. I'll link it down below. Shironan Shima Kai Hama Koen Kanri Jimusho Yusui Kinshi. No swimming. Remember, guys, no swimming in the very clean water of Tokyo Wharf. Anyway, so I ended up living with this guy named Jackson Odoherty, and he was pretty famous on Instagram. He had like a couple million followers on there last time I checked. And yeah, he was this pretty eccentric guy. He had videos like the silly salmon, where like him and his buddies are like, you know, they'd say do the silly salmon, and then he jumps into the water at some, like, off a boat or at like a fountain somewhere, and that was his gimmick. That was his spiel. That's what he'd do. And so funny, I'm like walking on the sand right now. God, it's been forever since I walked on sand or went to the actual ocean or saw the ocean this close. But anyway, yeah, it was really cool. It's really cool to hang out with Jackson. I had a better relationship with him when I saw the Rocket guy, or than before the first time I saw the Rocket guys, because I got to hang out with him a lot, you know? We went and did a lot of cool shit. And yeah, as soon as I got to LA, I was hanging out with him a lot more than the Rocket guys, because they had more scheduled meetings that they had to go to. Look at that, that's a dead fish. It was half eaten and then just like left, just died. And someone's like, yeah, I don't want that. Oh, fuck. Look at this ocean shit. Anyway, so, see, flying fish, jumping fishes all over here. Yeah, but anyway, I would meet Jackson, and like we'd go and hang out and stuff. Like we lived in the same Airbnb, and you know, take in mind, him and I had you know, a different point of interest at some points. You know, like he was kind of a dick, but it wasn't because he was an asshole. I think we were all stressed about living in LA and having to deal with this shit, you know. And yeah, it wasn't fun. Like half the time just having to do this shit. Look at these guys, they're climbing on the rocks. It says no trespassing. But it's just a sidewalk, guys. Like, I love it. No trespassing on the actual sidewalk because there's no railing there. But you can climb up on these very slippery looking rocks. Look at this, they got like beach cockroaches and like trash and stuff in here. Yeah, the beach cockroaches. Huh. Look at that boat. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool boat. Is there anybody here that's gonna get me in trouble if I don't know if I can climb over this chain. Oh man. Okay, I'm doing it. Being the fat guy, climbing over. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to walk where that guy is and then just jump over the rail. Look at this. Oh my god, there's so many like cockroach little bugs. I don't even know what you call these things. Like ocean cockroaches. But anyway. Oh my god, look at that goo. I'm gonna just I gotta scooch under here. Look at that boat. That boat looks badass. Okay. I'm doing it. Ha ha ha. Nice. No trespassing my ass. Fuck you. Anyway, look at that boat. That is one badass boat. God, no wonder they don't want you to go swimming in here. Look at how dirty that shit is. Ooh. Oh my god, there was another big cockroach there. Oh man. So, anyway. Whew. Here's another plane. Look at that. Cool. Let's just sit down. Sit down and watch the planes go in. Ugh. Put the legs down. Okay. So, yeah, when I was hanging out with Jackson, it was pretty badass. We would just hang out, get high, order Uber Eats. I remember we did that so much. Just getting high and ordering Uber Eats. Now, because I was recording for 17 minutes, so I don't know how much of this actually got recorded, but yeah, so with Jackson, I would just like Jackson was always with this guy named Loki, and his name's Loki, but I call him Loki because it sounds more badass. But basically all these different YouTubers or Instagrammers, the most successful ones, usually have a partner. Like they have somebody who's like growing their Instagram as well, or they have somebody, or like they have like a joint account thing kind of thing, you know? I think every YouTuber has that. Like Shane Dawson had his boyfriends and girlfriend. You know, Angry Video Game Nerd has Mike Matei. RackaRacka has the brothers. You know, Logan Paul had his cameraman Brandon for a while, and his buddy Dwarf Mamba. They had all these different people, you know, and it was really cool. You know, it was really cool having all these different people working together. It really showed that if you want to be successful online, it's going to be so much more easier as if you're doing this in a pair or with people. So, I don't know. It's really cool. But yeah, I don't know. With Jackson though, again, the water splashed on my feet. I didn't like it. I got wet and I got scared and I shit my pants. With Jackson and Loki, like they always did a lot of projects that were really like they were really kind of last minute. I don't think Jackson really planned out a lot of stuff. He just like was like, I think, well, you can see from his videos that he doesn't plan out a lot of stuff. He has like an idea for something and then he just does it. And like with the Racka guys, like they'll plan a project for like months, you know? Like they'll be like having it like, you know, kind of like, you know, not storyboarding it, but they keep thinking of ideas and stuff. And maybe I'm wrong, but Jackson would be like, okay, I just want to do this. We're going to do this month. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then he would do that. So, anyway, it's just like, yeah, he did a lot of stuff like that often. And, yeah, I don't know. It was cool. It was fun seeing him do this shit. But anyway, it's just like, we would be hanging out, and then of course his buddy Kristen, oh dude, like we were hanging out, like I'm trying to make sure that I cover all the angles of this stuff, you know, that I'm not wrong about. Oh, there's the cops. Are they gonna get angry at me for standing here? Oh shit. No, they got to go find Chinese drugs peddlers and stuff. They don't got time to come yell at me for just standing here. Look at that plane. Again, like this is a good spot, you know? Good spot to hang out. I should do a time lapse on my phone while I'm here. This is a good place for a fucking time lapse. Go. See, this is another thing I learned from YouTubers. It's like, get as much footage as you can, especially when it's like something pretty like a time lapse. Let's see, where would a time lapse look good? Maybe from this angle, looking at the clouds. do that for a couple of minutes. Fuck yeah. But anyway, it was cool. It was cool hanging out with Jackson and being like, because like, I don't know, it's one of those things where, like, when you first meet somebody and you just know that you're automatically cool with them. And to be honest, I didn't really know much about Jackson before I moved in there, because like Jackson was just this dude who was friends of my friends, you know. And I knew that he did a lot of viral videos, but to be honest, I didn't really give a shit about people that were doing like 1-minute videos on Instagram, like doing like 1-minute skit kind of things. And I was like, okay, well, you know, like whatever. But like as soon as I started watching him more and more, I was like, oh, okay, this stuff's pretty interesting. This is kind of cool. I want to learn more about this. This is fun. And you know, you see these people on Instagram, and they just like they go hard at it too. Like one thing I learned about Instagram is like, yeah, like Jackson didn't plan out a lot of stuff, but at the same time, like he was doing stuff every day. Like if you're an Instagrammer, you need to be feeding the public every fucking day. Like you got to be doing you know, what is it? Like you got to be making Instagram stories, you got to be making posts, you got to be like, and you know, Jackson, I won't say the numbers because like that's a privacy thing, but like Jackson was getting paid a lot of money just for like I remember he told me like enough money for like somebody working at McDonald's for like a whole year he got for like 1 or like for like 3 or 5 stories on his Instagram. And I was like, just for fucking stories, you don't need to make a post or whatever? And he's like, no, the post you have to pay extra. Dude, that was a bonito. That had to be a fucking bonito. Yeah, you look at it, there was a yellow fin on the bottom, at the back of it. Do yellowfin tuna jump up like this? Fuck, this would be a great place to fish. Are you allowed to fish here? I see 2 dudes over there fishing. Oh man, oh, that's probably why they have this fucking pier blocked off. Because they don't want everyone climbing up here and fishing. To be fair, I don't know if you'd want to eat fish from this fucking, from this port. I mean, look, there's a bird over there hanging out on that yellow thing. Even to him, he's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I'm hungry, but am I really, like, junk food hungry? But, anyway, I don't know. You just see these people, and they would be just doing their thing, you know? And, I don't know. That was really cool to see Jackson being like, yeah, like, just getting paid to do these Instagram videos. And you can tell, like, there's a lot of people on Instagram that are just so fucking fake. You know, like there's so many people that are just like, they fake their lifestyle, they fake like they're this character, you know, they're this exaggerated like birthday party clown to entertain people. And Jackson was like, sure, he was not fake at all, you know, like Jackson did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. So like if he's being edgy or he's being silly, like that's him. That's not just some character that he's trying to prop up to get money. And I don't know, I was always so impressed by that, like about that genuineness to him. And I think that's why a lot of people like him, you know. And if you notice, like there's a lot of Instagrammers that love to get into drama and just start shit. And Jackson wasn't one of those guys. Like he sticks to real big issues. Well, not big issues, but I mean like he doesn't care. Like that's another thing I noticed like that was really cool about him and RackaRacka is that they don't really get themselves involved in other creator drama. And I don't know, that's cool. And like I remember when we would be out there and we'd be hanging out with him, and like Jackson attracts certain kinds of people. So, you know, he would be like, if we were hanging out, he'd like go hang out with Vitaly and stuff. And you know, Vitaly was talking about how he's doing not porn, but he has his own private website, and like, you know, he's making like a shit ton of money and he's not having to worry about being censored, and like he has more than enough money to pay if there's like a cop thing or if he has to bail out anybody helping him with his videos. And like he's so smart. I mean, like Vitaly's a fucking like he's a you know, I don't know if he's super, but he's definitely a multimillionaire by now, and he's younger than me, you know. I mean, he had that whole thing where he was really high and he beat up that woman in Florida, but they seem to sweep that under the rug pretty quickly. That's the thing. You just don't talk about it, and you pay the person off if you fuck up, and then you move on. I bet that guy paid her a shitload of money for whatever the fuck he did. But yeah, I don't know. It's so cool. Like, I learned so much from Jackson. I mean, sure, like, Jackson is an edgelord, though. So I'd be doing something, like, you know, I'd just be, like, walking down the stairs or whatever. And Jackson had like, he does OnlyFans now. He does porn, so I can totally share this with you guys and not feel guilty. But Jackson always, he gets off on reactions. So, like, again, like I was saying earlier, like, we went to Target, and he's pretending that he has herpes on the phone to some girl just to see these women in front of him. And he's just like, they're like, oh my God, you know. And like, there's like, you know, he did shit like that all the time. And for me, he knew that I was just like, at first I'd be like, oh, dude, what are you doing? And like, you know, he'd just take his dick out. But it wasn't like just taking it out and showing it to people. He would literally be like, just walking around, or not walking around, like, he'd wait for me to come around the corner, and then he'd like sneak it on me. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. And I'm like, fucking A. And then I got to the point where eventually I just stopped reacting, because he just did it so much. I'm like, okay, this is what you want to do? Okay, I get it. That's fine. This is happening. Like, you know, there would be times where it's like, Sam, you drop something on the stairs, and I go to the stairs, and then it's just like, you know, he has his dick out, and he's all jerking off, and he's just looking at me, and he's like, what, you want some of this, don't you? You want some of this, you big fucking... And then he said, I won't say it because YouTube, I'm gonna get in trouble. Fuck it. He'd be like, yeah, come on, faggot, you want some of this? Like, you know, it's just boys fucking around. But it was, you know, it's good fun. And I would just be like, no. And he's just like, yeah, you want some of this, don't you? And it basically, it's just like an updated version of the ball game from the movie Waiting, except you're showing your erect dick and jerking off while the person walks in on you, and then you're like, yeah, and then you call them a fag. That's pretty much it. And anyway, I don't know, it was just funny. But yeah, I mean, like, thanks to fucking Jackson, I met people like Kristen Hamby, and Kristen's awesome. Kristen, at first I met him, I fucking didn't like him. I was like, this guy's a prick, because he just you know, you'd say something to him, and then he'd just, like, fucking, like, he'd just say something back that totally had nothing to relate to what you were saying. I was like, hey, you know, like, Kristen, what do we got, you know, do you want to go grab some food with me for dinner? And he's like, did I ever tell you about I fucked my mom or something? Like, just like, I'm like, God damn it, Jackson, shut up, or damn it, Kristen, be quiet. And he's like, you want to see me finger me asshole? And I'm like, God damn it, can't win with you fucking British people. And anyway, I don't know. It was just fun times. But like, you know, thanks to Jackson, I met people like Chad. Fuck, what's Chad's name? He's Chad from Team. He doesn't want to be known as Chad from Team 20 or Team 11, or Team 8, Team 10. Yeah, Team 10. But Chad, I met him, and he's basically like the new living incarnation of Jackass. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, I met him, and he was Chad was also a really nice guy. I met a couple other people thanks to Jackson, and just like, I don't know, he surrounds himself with good people, and Jackson's just this dude who, it's like, you know, living with somebody, you're gonna get on people's nerves. And like with Jackson, I got angry because like we would both have a lot of high tension, you know, like I'd be trying to live stream, and like people were loud, or like, you know, and I don't know, like Jackson got to the point where he's like, I'm gonna have to leave, Sam's being too negative, I can't be around negative people. And I was like, what? I'm not being negative. Like, what are you talking about? But they would just like, you know, that got to the point where we were so angry at each other, and I can't even remember what we were angry about. Like, I think it was that I wanted my own space. Like, we had stayed in an Airbnb, and like, you know, there was a room for everybody except me, and I was sleeping on the sofa. But when I would try to sleep on the sofa, other people would come over and talk at night, especially if it was the guys that were getting high and eating a lot of junk food and pigging out and like playing Xbox and stuff. And I was like, dude, like, you know, like, I don't have any room. Can, like, you know, can you, like, there's another, you guys each have a TV in your room. Can you, like, bring the Xbox up there and play in one of your rooms? And they're like, fuck you, dude. And I just remember being like, I have nowhere to go. Can I sleep in one of your rooms then? And they're like, nah, fuck you, dude. But, I mean, you know, to be fair, never try to argue with somebody who's high, you know. You're going to get in trouble. But it was really fun seeing people. Oh, fuck. Finally, a plane comes down right as I stopped doing my time-lapse. Son of a bitch. But anyway, I don't know. Like, overall, it was really good like living with him. I think that I learned so much about social media. I learned so much about just like, I don't know, not giving a shit. And God, like him and like his buddy Loki, like they taught me so much about social media and like collabing with people and just like how ideas work, and also the functional side of like especially Kristen Hamby, who I got to make another video about eventually. But God, I'm just trying to think, like this video's what, 21 minutes aside from whatever fucking minutes I had from there. But I'm just trying to think about like what other questions should I answer about this, you know, that I'm missing out on. And it's like, what other things am I missing? There's like trying to think. It's like, okay, how did we meet? We met through RackaRacka. When did we meet? We met when I went to LA, and I was talking to him the most. Why did we meet? Because we were in LA together with everybody to make videos for collabing. And then it's like how, who, what, when, where, and that was who? It was me and Jackson and RackaRacka and everybody. And yeah, where it was in LA. So that's the who, what, when, where, and why, and how. But like overall, it's just like, I don't know. I miss the guy. I love that. Like, and this is like another reason why him and people like Kristen Hamby, like they're bigger. They're really big fucking Instagrammers, but you know they're not fucking fake. You know, like it's been a year and some change since I fucking met them in person, and they still talk to me. They still follow me on Instagram. Like if these guys were fake and they didn't give a shit about anybody, and they didn't, you know, and like they were horrible like friends, they would just unfollow you. They would ignore every message that you ever sent, and like there's not been a single message that those guys have ever fucking ignored from me, you know. And they sometimes check in too, and they're like, "How you doing?" And I don't know. It's just, it's nice to have that kind of love from these random people that I just lived with. And to be honest, like I miss hanging out with them, man. Like that was really fun. It's so funny because like these guys were in their mid-20s, and I'm like 31, 32 or something when that's happening. And just being able to like hang out with these dudes and just like be treated like I'm just one of the guys, even though I'm older, you know. And I was in a bad mood. Like I didn't bring enough clothes. Like had just like, I don't know. I was not super happy when I went to LA, even though I should have been. And you know, they took it with a grain of salt for the most part. You know, Aussies and I guess some British guys, not all British guys, but Aussies and in general, they got a really good sense of humor about themselves. And I don't know, never forget that. But anyway, with that being said, if there's any questions that I missed out on, write them down in the comment section afterwards, and I'll write it down, or like I'll try to fucking like answer that. I'm just trying to think, what else did I not talk about? Well, aside from that, the reason why I wanted to make this video recently is because Jackson got, I farted. Yeah, that's great. Jackson got his fucking Instagram deleted, dude. Jackson's Instagram was, what is it? Like his Instagram got deleted, and it was, I'll admit, like I don't think about his videos, but his Instagram stories kept getting racier and racier because he met this girl named Maddie, and she's basically one of those really hot Instagram models, and she had been one of Dan Blazarian's chicks, you know, where it's like she's just like a random model who like does modeling stuff, and she does like semi-racy pictures and stuff, and she's hot. I'll admit, like you know, Jackson's girlfriend is fucking hot, dude. Like, and she's tiny too. She's small. I would definitely do things that are not legal in Alabama with her. She's definitely a very hot chick. And anyway, when with Jackson though, I was just like, dude, you know, like when Vitaly said he started doing like more like racy stuff, he decided, Jackson was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this too. And like it took Jackson about a year or so, but eventually Jackson got to the point where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna start doing porn with my girlfriend. And I was like, I didn't say anything, but I was just like, you're gonna do whatever you want to do. You're not gonna listen to me anyway, but you know, just remember, there's no going back from porn. And he's like, fuck it, dude. And I was like, okay, man, you do what you want to do, dude. Okay, get this time lapse set up so it's the sky and it's the boats and it's the ocean for most of the fucking time lapse. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful right there. But now him and his his girlfriend, I guess she's American. He went back to Australia probably because his visa was up, and they're still together. But yeah, he did porn with her on OnlyFans. And I mean, to be honest, if you're gonna be an Instagrammer, I don't think there's a big deal about doing porn. Like if you wanted to do like a regular office job, like you had a career in some department or some like industry before then, and you're like, I really want to get back into that at some point, like, or you think you might even have a slight chance of doing that, that's probably not smart to do porn. But you know, Jackson started posting more racy shit on his Instagram stories, and I think probably, like, you know, because he probably has some young dudes watching his stuff, and they love the porn, but I'm guessing somebody's dad or mom got really angry about that, and they complained to whoever, and Jackson now just didn't have you know, he had to explain to the cops and everybody that, like, oh yeah, shit, sorry about that, and that was that. So I don't know, it really just depends on you know, I don't know. I think Jackson got his main account, which had a couple million people on it, deleted from Instagram, and like he's been kind of like, you know, talking about that and trying to get it back, and I don't think they're going to give it back. I mean, well, to be fair, they did give Riley Reid's account back, so, you know, that's one thing. But I'm just saying, like, when you're doing adult stuff like that, you should never advertise it on OnlyFans, because they'll think of it as an excuse to get rid of you, you know? So that's one thing you got to be careful about. But, you know, eventually, you just got to watch your ass kind of thing. But, anyway, with that being said, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Is that the fucking Coast Guard? Don't make eye contact. Pretend like I'm not doing anything. I really doubt that they'd come over here and tell me to get off this thing. But anyway, yeah, guys. With that being said, yeah, I'm Papa Tikyo, and I don't think I forgot to mention anything else. But if you guys have any questions, don't forget to write them down in the comments below, and maybe I'll make a part 2 to this. And Nasai, cool boat name. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm Papa Teeks. This has been Tikyo Rants. If you want to support the channel, don't forget, time to plug. If you like the channel, don't forget to hit that like button. That fish just keeps jumping. Are there like bigger fish chasing these little fish? Why do they? That's my question of the day. Why do these fish keep jumping out of the water? Is this just like something that they're programmed to do, or is it like there's bigger fish underneath there and they're chasing them constantly and they're jumping out of the water to get away from them? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, hit that subscribe bell and subscribe button so you get notified next time I make a video like this. And yeah. Don't forget, I always put the playlist for these Tikyo rants at the end of the video, so if you like this and you want to see more, just wait and click on that playlist. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.